All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to the occupant pushing his truth and sincerity by rawchaa qadash. As you can see here, the title says El Chapo, Mexican police free drug lord's son as Culiacan battle erupts. This is all over social media. Okay, dated October 18, 2019. Okay, it says heavy fighting broke out in northern Mexico on Thursday after security forces detained a son of the jailed drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Okay, so fighting broke out in Mexico, after they arrested Chapo Guzman's son. Okay, here's a little video. Okay, and you can, this is on BBC News. You can look it up, BBC.com, or Google this title. It says fighting raged for several hours after Olvidio Guzman Lopez was found during a routine patrol in the city of Culiacan. Footage showed heavily armed men firing on police with cars, bodies, and burning barricades strewn in the road. Police withdrew without Mr. Guzman in their custody to avoid further violence, officials said. Okay. Okay, so, fighting broke out, man, after a routine patrol. Okay, they arrested Chapo's son. Okay, it says, I'm going to continue. Mexico Security Minister Alfonso Durazo told Reuters news agency that a patrol of National Guard militarized police came under intense fire from outside the house where they had located Mr. Guzman, forcing them to retreat from the building for their own safety and to recover calm in the city. So they had to retreat, man. Okay, when outside of the house where they got this guy, the son of Chapo Guzman. Okay, they had to leave, man. Okay, because these dudes you know they got shooters. A lawyer from the Guzman family told Associated Press old video is alive and free. Let's see. That's all I'm going to read on that, man. Let's see. Let's read this. What happened in Culiacan? All right, and Culiacan, Sinaloa is a place in Mexico where it's very known for heavy drug trafficking since the '60s, man. All most of the drug cartels members were born in Culiacan, and that's a lot. You got a lot of cartels in Mexico. They were actually birthed from the city of Sinaloa. And this is part of Mexican culture. So-called Mexican culture where these guys are idolized. They're like modern day Robin Hoods, man. They sell drugs, and then they so-called help out their community. That's why people like Chapo Guzman. Supposedly that's what he did, man. But they don't want to tell the other part of the story where, the drug trafficking and what it does to our people. It addicts a lot of people. Especially hard narcotics like heroin and cocaine. You know, it leaves our people in a ruined state. You can lose your lives behind drugs, man. And these people, they get into this drug game, and in Mexico, man, if you short somebody on some money, hey man, they'll cut you up in little pieces, man. They'll behead you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these cartels do to each other. They behead each other. They cut each other up, and they videotape and they send it to the people's families and extort them for money, or warn the other cartels saying this is going to happen to you if we catch you. That's what they do to their rivals. Let's read this. What happened in Culiacan? The state government said Mr. Guzman was found in a house by a police patrol on a routine search. It said cartel members subsequently launched the huge attack in an attempt to seize him back from the authorities. Fighters also attacked security forces in other parts of Culiacan. Witnesses described scenes of panic in the city, a stronghold for the Sinaloa cartel. You see? The city is a stronghold for the Sinaloa cartel as families with small children fled from the gunfire. No one knows what is going on, but everyone is afraid, and they have told us not to come into work tomorrow. Ricardo Gonzalez, a city resident, told AP. Footage on social media showed a pickup truck with the machine gun mounted on the back in scenes reminiscent of a war zone. Armed men were seen in several areas of Culiacan on Thursday, and that's the thing. You can't tell these guys apart from the good guys because they wear like military gear, man. you know. And the Sinaloa state government told residents to remain calm and stay off the streets. Other footage showed families scrambling to take cover under cars and in shops as gunfire roared. In one video, a girl asked her father, "Why are they shooting bullets?" A police mugshot taken of Mr. Guzman while he was detained by police was shared widely on social media. So this is supposed to be his son, Chapo Guzman's son. Olvidio Guzman Lopez released from a PR standpoint alone. This was a total disaster. The slow drip of info. The photos of Guzman in custody, the government statement, just terrifying how badly authorities handled it. 2 people had been killed and 21 injured. Okay. You see? So all hell broke loose, man. All right? You know, they basically they basically uh they basically captured this guy, and then this guy his shooters started, you know, shooting up the whole city, man, to where they had to retreat. So they let him go, you know. Let me get a couple scriptures, man. Because this is just, hey, this is crazy, man. The society we live in. This is what our people have to endure in these times, man. You know, imagine being in a regular cross intersection in your city, and then, you know, some dudes come up, masked up, and start shooting up the place, man. All right, just for some guy who sells dope to the neighborhood, to the world, actually. These guys are cartel leaders. I want to bring this out. This is 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, man. Okay? And when you go into that word perilous, man, it means dangerous. That's dangerous. It's dangerous that you can't even go to work the next day. You can't even provide for your family because you don't know if someone's going to shoot up your city. You know? It says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. Okay? And that's what you got. You got a lot of men loving their own selves, man. Covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful and unholy. Okay? You got men, okay, of the northern kingdom that they love themselves, man. They love to have money. They love to have women. They love to have the cars. They love to have it all. And they're unthankful. They're unholy and worldly, thinking that possessions is life. And they go and talk bad about people who don't have things, man. Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. And you got these cartel members that shoot up their neighborhood, man. They shoot up the city where they so-called love. That's fierce, man. Traitors, heady, high-minded traitors. These guys can't keep peace. With their fellow men. Heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. Right, lovers of pleasures, man. They love to have money. They love to have the world in their hand. And you got people out there that they idolize these guys. They put Chapo Guzman on the shirt. You got a lot of Latinos, so-called Latinos, that put Chapo Guzman on the shirt like he's some modern day Robin Hood, man. This is Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. You see, they idolize this guy like he's somebody, man. But like I was saying earlier, through the Spirit, man, it's all fun and games until one of your cousins or your brothers get caught up in the dope game, and then he gets caught up in pieces, man. You know, it's not cool. It's not funny, man. It's a very dangerous thing that these people are involved in. Because ultimately, the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, they're gonna repay, uh, bloodthirsty men like that, because the Zetas and the Sinaloa cartel, the cartel de Juarez and all these guys. These guys are dangerous, man, and they actually they terrorize Mexico to the point where the government can't even do their job because they're afraid to go to work. I saw there's a show on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there. It was called Narco Cultura. When you get a chance, man, look that up. It tells you that the police, the Policía Judicial Federal, the judicial police, the federal police in Mexico, they were getting killed by the cartel, man. You know, they would tell them, hey, if you show to work up tomorrow, you continue to investigate this case or whatever, this, that, and the third, we're gonna kill you. And certain guys got killed. But they're corrupt as well. To make a few extra dollars, what do? They they side with the cartel. They get infiltrated. They let the cartel infiltrate the police. The police give them information and whatnot, and then they wonder why they get killed. Their families wonder why they get killed. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. And you got Chapo Guzman and his son. You got guys that actually will kill for these guys, man. Woe unto you. It says that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. You see? You put sweet for bitter, man. Because it's a bitter thing, to live in a city and not be able to go outside after it gets dark. You had that in Ciudad Juarez. You know what I mean? When they were killing all those women back in 2004, I believe. I forget exactly what year. But, you couldn't go outside. Actually, my mother, my family is from Juarez. My father, they're from Ciudad Juarez, man, Mexico and Chihuahua. And that's what they would say. They would say that you can't even go at that time. I mean, it's not like that now, but at that time you couldn't even go outside because after the sun went down, because it was crazy. You get caught out there and you get killed, and a lot of people died at night. Woe unto you. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. You see? Because that's just not right, man. That's a terrible way to live. Let me get this. This is Hosea 12:14. Ephraim provoked him to anger most bitterly. Therefore shall he leave his blood upon him, and his reproach shall Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi return unto him. Right, man. Hey, Ephraim, man. Ephraim, the northern kingdom. Okay, you so-called Latinos and Native Americans, you provoke Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi most bitterly, because what? Because you believe in these idols, man, and you worship men like the Pope. You worship, Chapo Guzman, and you worship idols. You worship statues, Malverde. Okay, La Santísima Muerte. You guys worship, the Virgin Mary, and many different saints. Judas, the saint of money, or something like that. Therefore shall he leave his blood upon him. Let's see if I can get something out of here. What does this say? If not, I'm going to continue. To leave, that word leave is Natash. To leave, permit, forsake, cast off, or away, reject, suffer, join, spread out, or abroad. Let's see. To leave, let alone. To be forsaken. Right, the Lord's going to judge you in that day, man, for all that bloodshed, man. That blood's going to be upon your own head, man. Ephraim provoked him to anger most bitterly. Therefore shall he leave his blood upon him, and his reproach shall his power return unto him. Right. The Lord's going to return that unto you, man. That because that cartel, man, that's a bloody game, man. That's a terrible game to play, man. This is Hosea 4:17. Ephraim is joined to idols, let him alone. Right, let him alone. His blood shall be upon him, man. Their drink is sour, they have committed whoredom continually. Her rulers with shame do love, give ye. Okay, right. And that's the northern kingdom, man. They're joined to idols, man. They like to idol worship. They idolize people and they idolize statues and things that have no breath in them. They can't, save or destroy. Or they can't do anything. The wind has bound her up in her wings, and they shall be ashamed because of their sacrifices. Right? They're going to be ashamed because of their sacrifices. When Yahawashi comes back, all these people are not going to be praying to the Virgin Mary. They're not going to be praying to Malverde and all this other stuff. Sacrifices to dead things. Yeah. And that's what they do, man. They sacrifice to those saints, man. They say the death saint is gonna help them, okay, if they kill. The wind hath bound her up. I wanted to get this right real quick. Check this out. I was looking in the new translation. It says, so a mighty wind will sweep them away. You see, their sacrifices to idols will bring them to shame. The scriptures say the Lord will destroy them with the abysm of destruction, man. Right? That fire. Okay? That nuclear fire, man. When the Lord comes back. Them chariots, man. Let me get this. This is 2 Ezra 15. And I'm going to end it out on this. Second Ezra 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You see? Okay, because men have dealt in great pride, man. So what? Their cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see? You got people shooting up cars and blowing up cars, man. That's the city being in trouble, man. And these guys, they're having no pity on their neighbor, but the Lord's going to destroy them, man, because they're joined to idols, man. Worshipping men, essentially. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, and that's what you're seeing. This is the world that we live in, where there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see? Sedition among men. Okay, and that's what you see. You got civil unrest, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes. So what? You got these guys, shooters, okay, shooting up the whole city, and the police let them go. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, this is the world that we live in, man. Okay, but the Lord, this is not going to go unpunished, man. Okay, you Ephraimites, man. The whole kingdom of Ephraim, this is not going unpunished. That's wickedness, man. All that bloodshed, that senseless killing, really. If you really look at it. Yeah, so just, we we speak up all these things, like the news do. So just wanted to bring this out. This is all over social media. I woke up to this. Lord willing, this video is edifying. I want to say Brakata Yahawah, Brakata Yahawashi, Brakata Yahawah, Brakata Yahawashi, Brakata Yahawah, Brakata Yahawashi. Shalom.